All right, John, thanks a lot, man, for joining me for this conversation today. So for somebody brand new to watching this video, if you could just state your name, where you live at, and describe a little bit about your farm operation and your family.
Jonathan Harrelson. I live in Eastland, Texas. We farm 1,500 acres of row crop and 600 cow calf pairs. We raise some club calves, just anything to make a buck. And we've got a trucking company. Uh, we just pretty diversified. So,
Yep. Okay. And Holly at home, and then how many kids do you guys have?
Holly is my wife. We've got three kids. I've got a daughter that's 2 and a son that's 6 and a daughter that's 9. So we're pretty busy with the kids.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay. Well, so let's jump into the question. And so first question is what was not working in life and business prior to joining Legacy Farmer? What caused you to, the first time you saw a Legacy Farmer, you looked into it, like what was not working that made you fill out the application to ultimately get on the phone with us?
I mean, honestly, I was just burnt out from the trucking to, running the tractor at night and just trying to squeeze in everything. And then, also trying to be a father and a husband and trying to, mix all that together and try to do a good job at each one of those. But there comes a point where a man's just stretched too thin. And so I needed something to change. I was kind of getting to my breaking point. And, with the margins that we've had in ag, it's just been, it's been hard to make a large enough profit that justifies the time that you're spending.
Yeah. So pretty easy to get down on yourself.
Sure. Absolutely.
What were the biggest changes that you noticed for you after coming in?
I would say one of the biggest things was prioritizing with some of the tools and things that you've helped me with, just, being more organized and then being deliberate with my communication, whether that's with my partner, with my, my employees, trying to be a little bit more deliberate about everything that we do. And I'm actually spending a little bit more time in the office rather than chasing my tail. And that's been really nice. I don't feel like I actually have an office now instead of being the console of my pickup. And that's definitely helped.
Well, a lot of guys struggle with that, though. You and I both know that because we don't value in the office, right?
Absolutely.
Doing everything out there. So why are you all of a sudden valuing it though? Because before you probably avoided it, you felt like you should be out there. Why all of a sudden do you value it now?
I feel good about where we are business wise. I feel by unveiling, the numbers, being extremely organized with that. I know we have a good company. I know we're in a good spot. We have great cash flow, and now it's allowed me to bring on. As far as the trucking goes, we're still doing that. I'm hiring on some guys that have been hauling with me, and it's freed me up time wise. And so we're still doing everything we were doing before. I'm just trying to go about it in a little different way. And that's created the time where I can spend time with the kids and, be here in the office and keep the bankers happy, keep my employees happy, plan for the future, and not always chasing my tail.
Yeah. Do you feel like the tools and the trainings has helped you shift out there day to day to in here where time actually matters?
Absolutely. I mean, I started out, I was trucking and driving a tractor, just listening to each one of the trainings that we had. And I mean, I've gotten a lot of value out of everything there. I mean, from as a person, all the way into business structures, new business ventures that we've got going on. I mean, there's so much content. I mean, you could literally spend hours and hours and days doing that. So,
so out of everything we do inside of Legacy Farmer, what is your number one favorite thing? From the group calls to the trainings to just everything that we do. What's your favorite thing?
I would say I really enjoy the group calls. One reason being is you've got individuals that are like-minded, facing the same problems. And what I enjoy is there's nobody holds the punches back. I mean, they'll give their 2 cents and you can take it or leave it, but it gives you a perspective from somebody else that, I'm here in Texas, they may be in South Dakota or Iowa or California and Maine. I mean, wherever, and they're dealing with the same thing, and we're such a small part of the population, and it's nice to kind of go through those struggles together.
Yeah,
have somewhere to bounce some ideas off.
Well, and do you feel like you've been able to learn a lot from other people's situations and things that they're going through?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think from seeing some of the stuff that we've dealt with, and trying to, plan for the future so that my kids don't have to deal with some of these things, trying to get stuff set up to where, if something happened to my partner or me, that we've got an exit strategy where, his wife and kids aren't trying to figure out how do we get whatever dad worked on for 30 years and how do I keep this moving on, or vice versa. And so it really changes your perspective on cleaning things up for the future.
Yeah. And do you feel like the systems and the structure that we provided is what's led you to giving you more confidence in the future?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. The team's been great to work with, and I highly recommend it.
How has because you're using farmer metrics and stuff, and I know we talked about this earlier, but how has that farmer metrics shifted your understanding of your operation through the bank size, but also how has it shifted the relationship with your banker?
Farmer metrics has cleaned up, and I did a good job keeping everything within Excel, but I would show up and I would have my 6 or 8 sheets of paper, and the organization of it was not really present. I had everything there. It just wasn't in an easily seen form. So farmer metrics helped me get, I've got everything that they need to underwrite a loan, to look at that, to make decisions. It's got our assets on it. It's got everything. And to lay that in front of them and give them a link where they can look through it whenever you're gone. It's helped out because I think it keeps everything on the table, keeps it clean. They know that you're monitoring those numbers. They know that you're keeping up with everything. And at the end of the day, you're putting your projections out there. And again, those are only projections. And so I think if they can see you tracking month to month, and they see the cash flow, they see the money being turned in, that relationship builds. And over time, it'll help. It makes your renewals easier. I see nothing but positive from that.
How many farmers and ranchers, John, do you think, what do you think the average, length of time is that farmers or ranchers actually update their bankers on their numbers?
Yeah, once a year. They spend 2 or 3 days trying to catch up for the year.
Yeah.
And at the end of that, they still can't tell you what their cost of production is.
Yeah. The other thing too, and this because we try to do this in farmer metrics, where we do this, is we're literally, from me having my banking backgrounds, I built out farmer metrics so that we're literally supplying the bank with every piece of information they would need, or any question they would ever ask. We're already providing that ahead of time, right? Knowing that we know exactly what they want. We know how they look at, us as business owners, we look at our operation a certain way. But Farmer Metrics also exposes that we know how the bank's looking at our operation and how they're making decisions and how they judge us and why we're getting the interest rates that we're getting. Do you feel like that gives you more power and leverage over the bank now?
Oh, absolutely. I think you go into that meeting not on your heels, but I mean, you're telling them what you need to succeed and how I want it set up and how it needs to be turned out. And those tools are invaluable.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay. Well, final question for you, John. What is the one thing that you would say to somebody sitting on the fence? Because a lot of people, they come in or they're watching videos or they're listening to podcasts, and we have a lot of people that they know they need this in their life, right? But they're also scared it's something new. We're the first company to ever come out and actually do this in the US. So what is the one thing that you would say to somebody sitting on the fence?
It's legit. Uh, Jace is a good cat. He means well, and there's a reason why he's in this business. And I highly recommend. Don't be scared of the investment because you will reap those rewards at the end. I'm only halfway through a year, and we've already saved $30,000 in just an interest reduction per year. Yeah.
So a lot of people watching this video, 30,000, it drives me nuts that, a lot of farmers and ranchers, they're hustling to make 50 to 100 grand a year. And just by having some of these things set up and knowing how to run the conversation with your bank and being on top of your numbers can, that quickly, 6 months, save you 30 grand a year. It's 300 grand over 10 years. And it adds up really quickly.
Absolutely.
So, all right, John, thanks so much, man, for having this conversation with me today.
You bet. Thank you.